I love going on safari because of the unexpected and the unknown. We all go into our safari experience hoping and expecting something to happen, but it's the things that you don't plan on seeing or doing that end up making it such a memorable experience and keeps drawing you back in.
I think it's just completely different to day-to-day life. I mean, living in London where you're surrounded by buildings and vehicles and noise, and you go out into the bush and then suddenly it's just quiet.
I mean, initially you feel kind of a bit of adrenaline, but then you kind of get used to it. And it's not really about finding the big animals, it's more about seeing the smaller things, but there's that feeling that you might see something as well.
And you watch these animals that, you know, spend every day trying to survive, and it's just the most wonderful experience.
It's about coming to people like us who know these spots. I mean, for me, the safari obviously is seeing the animals, which is just a key point of it. You know, people who haven't been on safari before, when you see your first bull elephant, you know, it's 6 tons, 10 foot tall at the shoulder, it's phenomenal.
I trained as a field guide in South Africa. I did the Fagasa qualifications down there and worked in Zululand, KwaZulu-Natal.
I went out to South Africa for the first time when I was about 19. I absolutely fell in love with it. I volunteered on a conservation programme focusing on rhino and lion anti-poaching.
Some of the places I have guided, particularly Katabi National Park, one of the remotest national parks in Africa. I had 2 years spent there.
There's just something magical as well about being out in the bush in Africa. I think it's obviously the wildlife and seeing the big game, but it's more than that.
For South Africa, the best time to go on safari is during their winter months, so really June to September. Around the waterholes, you'll see larger concentrations of animals.
A good guide will know these spots. So, you know, as the season progresses, it becomes drier, your game viewing can be enhanced.
What I tend to recommend for Southern Africa is to spend some time at Victoria Falls, because it's easy to get to and you can see them from both Zambia and Zimbabwe.
Another thing I truly love about safari is that there's so much you can do prior or following your safari. Going to the most beautiful city in the world, Cape Town, or going to some of the most beautiful beaches in the Indian Ocean. There's so much that you can do.
What I think is so special about East Africa is the coastline. East African history, and particularly, especially that history around the Spice Islands, is fascinating. Being on safari is just unlike anything you can imagine unless you've done it. Particularly if you do it in the right places, and then it's something that I think is a remarkable experience.
I'd say about 3 or 4 nights. Gives you the opportunity to really settle into what a day on safari is like. It just gives you that opportunity to also see everything that you want to see.
I often get asked, what's the secret to building a perfect safari? Because often when you speak to people who have come back from an amazing trip, what they keep saying over and over again is what they were feeling when they were there. If we get it all right, all of these things come together and they make for an amazing experience.